Good taste is easy to spot, but hard to pin down. You know it when you see it. With your car, you want something sophisticated and daring, yet classic, approachable, but with an air of opulence. That's where the Range Rover Evoque comes in. The Range Rover Evoque is charisma in motion, art and craft in equal measure. Its exterior is a quietly bold expression of Range Rover DNA with a floating roof, continuous waistline, and three-dimensional grille that give it a captivating character. Inside, you'll find a calm, minimalist cabin anchored by a tactile gear shifter where clean lines, sumptuous materials, and advanced technology come together. Make a statement in the Range Rover Evoque. This elegant SUV elevates every drive, offering a new dimension of refinement and luxury. Whether you prefer a modern aesthetic or a warmer, authentic appearance, the Evoque's interior can be tailored to your taste. Ready to experience sophisticated design and premium materials in motion? Explore the Range Rover Evoque at LandRoverUSA.com. This is Optimal Living Daily, Secrets to a Less Stressful Life, Part 2 by Dr. Lisa Firestone of PsychAlive.org, and I'm Justin Malik. Happy Friday. Welcome to the old podcast, the OLD podcast, Optimal Living Daily, where I read to you like a big ongoing audiobook, but from many different authors. And today being a continuation from yesterday, so I'd recommend listening to yesterday's episode before this one. But if you're all caught up, let's get right to part 2 and continue optimizing your life. Secrets to a Less Stressful Life, Part 2 by Dr. Lisa Firestone of PsychAlive.org. Number 6, try out a different perspective. On a survival level, our brains are wired to notice danger and focus on potential problems in an attempt to protect us. Unfortunately, this can make it much too easy to become overwhelmed by things we can't control. Dr. Salvatore Matti, who studied hardiness or emotional resilience for more than 30 years, has found that people with more hardiness see challenges as part of the human condition and regard them as opportunities to change and gain strength. Imagine that moment when life hands us something we could so easily stress about. If we feel overpowered by our circumstances, we may give up, get upset, or engage in a lot of thoughts and behaviors that amplify our stress. If we take a moment to pause to see this instead as a challenge, a natural bump in the road of life, we can change the way we feel inside when facing the very same external circumstances. Number 7, make self-compassion a permanent goal. Dr. Kristen Neff is a lead researcher on self-compassion. She has discovered incredible benefits to practicing self-compassion as it helps people avoid self-evaluation while allowing them to be kind to themselves. Self-compassion is sometimes mistaken for feeling sorry for oneself, but it's actually the opposite. It allows us to feel for ourselves and our circumstances and accept our suffering as part of the human condition. It allows us to see our flaws or limitations without hating ourselves, and therefore, we can take steps to make changes. Self-compassion can be a powerful tool when we feel stressed because it reminds us to be kind and sensitive to ourselves and treat ourselves the way we would a friend facing these same circumstances. Number 8, develop strategies to calm yourself down. There are many good exercises for reducing our immediate feelings of stress. Breathing exercises such as taking a few long, slow breaths, or simply paying attention to our breath, even yawning or inflating a balloon, can help us lower our heart rate and calm down. In terms of our thinking, there are practices to help us better process what's occurring. When something painful or distressing happens, for example, psychologists Jack Kornfield and Tara Brach recommend the RAIN, R-A-I-N approach, which involves R, recognizing the trauma or loss, A, acknowledging, accepting, and allowing that this trauma occurred and may not be resolved, I, investigating the experience as it relates to your past and present life, and N, non-identification with the experience, which means we don't over-identify with what happened or allow it to define us. Number 9, notice the triggers that set you off. We all have real stressors in our lives, bills to pay, work to do, schedules to manage. But why are we able to handle some things with calm and competence while others seem to push us over the edge? We all have specific buttons that set off our stress more than others. The more we learn what triggers our strongest emotions like fear and frustration, the more we can understand ourselves and control our reactions to these triggers. For example, does a tone of condescension set off critical inner voices of being incapable? Is the nightly news making you feel like hiding under a desk? Does a certain way your child cries leave you feeling unbelievably overwhelmed? When we identify these triggers, we can go deeper into exploring why these particular things stir us up so much. Maybe they remind us of feeling helpless as a child or having a parent who flew off the handle. Maybe they trigger real or existential fears about ourselves and our family. Knowing our triggers can help us face more core emotions that are pumping life into our stress, and they can also teach us what may not be best for us in our daily lives. We should ask ourselves, can I avoid, limit, or better handle certain things that make me feel stressed? Can I put away my phone after 9 p.m.? Can I turn off the news when my heart starts to race? Can I take a couple smaller projects off my calendar? Can my partner handle this tantrum when I'm not feeling myself? This approach isn't about eliminating or avoiding real responsibilities or circumstances, but about actively seeking better strategies to deal with them. And number 10, take positive actions. At times, stress can make us feel overwhelmed or hopeless and can actually impair our ability to take action. If we feel stress, it can be beneficial to sit down and come up with some actions that will help alleviate our stress rather than contribute to it. This isn't about making a long to-do list that will overwhelm or agitate us. It's about taking pause and really pinpointing a positive step we can take to feel better or move forward on a task. This could be something as small as going for a walk outside, taking 15 minutes to meditate, setting aside an hour to make progress on a project, calling a good friend, or listening to uplifting music. These actions can also be a direct response to whatever is causing our stress. For example, if we feel frustrated by the state of the world, we can set up time to volunteer or donate to a cause that matters to us. If work is chaotic, we can seek out strategies to keep calm. One friend of mine found it helpful to just check in with herself every hour to ask, "How are you hanging in there?" and taking a few moments to breathe. If we're overwhelmed at home, we can engage in a healthy conversation with family or friends about how we can all help one another. My sisters often pick up each other's kids once or twice a week to allow the other to have an extra hour at the end of the day. Another friend makes a game out of late night grocery shopping with his whole family when he or his wife has trouble making time to get to the market. Whatever it is that helps, give that action the time and importance it deserves. Anything we can do to help squeeze more joy, peace, and meaning out of our day is a worthy pursuit that everyone deserves. You just listened to part 2 of the post titled Secrets to a Less Stressful Life by Dr. Lisa Firestone of PsychAlive.org, and I'll be right back with my commentary. Everything from our watches to our light bulbs is getting smarter. Isn't it time your e-commerce business caught up? Enter ShipStation, the game-changing solution that's revolutionizing how businesses handle shipping. As someone who's experienced the power of ShipStation firsthand, I can't overstate how transformative it's been for my operations. The ability to manage orders from over 180 platforms in one dashboard is a lifesaver. But what really blew me away was the automation. With a click, I'm printing shipping labels and saving hours of manual work. Let's talk about those carrier discounts. We're talking up to 89% off UPS, DHL Express, and USPS rates. It's like having a secret weapon in the competitive world of e-commerce. ShipStation isn't just about saving money, though. It's about scaling smart. You can boost efficiency all while bringing your costs down. Lead your e-commerce business into a smarter future with the shipping software that delivers. Switch to ShipStation today. Go to ShipStation.com and use code OLD to sign up for your free 60-day trial. That's ShipStation.com, code OLD.
Hey, it's Austin James. Yes, I'm living with diabetes, but it doesn't have to define me. Thanks to the Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensor, I get real-time glucose readings throughout the day. The Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensor is small and easy to wear, giving me the freedom to focus on my life as a parent and a musician. Now this is progress. You can get a free sensor at freestylelibre.us.
Offer available for people who qualify. Visit myfreestyle.us to see all terms and conditions. Certain exclusions apply. Data on file. Abbott Diabetes Care. For prescription only. Safety info found at freestylelibre.us.
Thank you again to Dr. Lisa. I think we could do an entire episode on strategies to calm ourselves down, and actually might be underestimated in personal development. Stress has such a tensing effect, and that's throughout the whole body. It can manifest itself anywhere. Tension, headaches, or migraines, tight and achy muscles, stomach issues. Feels endless, really. And how much of the time are we tensed up because of some kind of stress? There are a few things that I think have helped me over the years. Meditation, which I think I mentioned yesterday. Hot showers or baths or steam rooms. Massage. Even sighing. There's also something called yoga nidra, also called non-sleep deep rest by some, which is basically, in my experience, just going through each body part one by one slowly and relaxing it, which may or may not end up in actual sleep happening. I found that one so helpful that I created an audio episode for NSDR, non-sleep deep rest, or yoga nidra, walking you through it. So if you're interested and want to hear that, I think it's only around 10 minutes, but I find that sort of practice really helpful to relax, which can be used before bed. You can find that audio by searching for NSDR Optimal Living Daily in your podcast app. And if you enjoy it or want variations of it, let me know. But I'll leave it there for now. Have a great start to your weekend, and I'll be back tomorrow and over the weekend. So I'll see you there where your optimal life awaits.